Where the hell is Chameleon, Dan? All right, animated Chameleon. I'm waiting. Pow, and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews, as always. My name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And today I have a very special guest to talk about some Marvel Legends. He needs no introduction, but he's going to get one anyway. It's Mr. Dan Yoon from Marvel Marketing. Dan, how are you doing? Welcome back to the channel. You feeling good?
Yo, man. Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm ready for, I know we talked offline like 5 minutes ago, but I'm ready for the Premier League to start, and I'm super happy about just being here. First off, I wanted to say, Dwight and Ryan both wanted to be here, but they are both busy, and Dwight is actually on vacation for a little bit, and he deserves that time off. We never give him a vacation, so enjoy it, Dwight, but I'm sure he's disappointed that he's not here to talk to you, man.
It's all good. We've got you, and as I said, like, you know me, I like to just try and have a fun conversation, so I'll try not to hit you with the too hard-hitting questions. I did sort of put some questions out to the community and got like over 300 plus responses of questions and character suggestions and stuff, so yeah, this is going to be about an hour long. I hope you don't mind. I want to make sure I get through every single one of them. No joking. I've tried to sort of just pick some topics to discuss. So let's start with San Diego, because you've revealed some great stuff at San Diego Comic-Con. Really liked it, with some really solid 2-packs as well. I do think you're doing a really good job with 2-packs this year in regards to the characters that make sense together, with Wasp and Giant Man and Luke Cage and Iron Fist. That's sort of heroes for hire, and that theme continues as we get like Lockjaw and Crystal, etc. But one thing we didn't see at San Diego, and again, this isn't a criticism by any means, this is just an observation as a collector, is Build-A-Figure waves. Usually we do get a full wave revealed at these type of events, but there was no Build-A-Figure wave. So that sort of led some of the other content creators to ask the question to Dwight and Ryan at the show, have we got any more Build-A-Figures coming this year? And Dan and Ryan, well, I think Dwight and Ryan did confirm, yeah, we will see another Build-A-Figure wave by the end of the year. So I'm just curious, is there any more you can tell us about that? Is it going to be a new character? Is it going to be a redesign, an upgrade of something we've already got? Any more clues or tidbits you can give us about this upcoming Build-A-Figure wave before the year ends?
Yeah, so let me give a little context before, like, not directly answering your question, but like, in the years past, right, there used to only be like 1 or 2 big events for Marvel Legends to do a reveal, right? So there used to be in the spring, like New York Toy Fair, right? And that's when we do like a bunch of reveals, right? And then there'd be San Diego Comic-Con always. And the San Diego Comic-Con panel typically was like the biggest show where we would show off as many items as possible, right? And so that's why you would typically in the past always see a Build-A-Figure wave, for instance, right? This year, and ever since really COVID, we've had more like bi-monthly live streams. We also have PulseCon, right? And there's just so many different events. So, and we don't pump out, we pump out a lot of items, but we don't pump out enough so that there's like a Build-A-Figure wave for every event that we do. You know what I mean? So we kind of had to spread those reveals out. And if you look back, even just like a week ago, we revealed the Spider-Verse wave, right? So in years past, maybe that wave would have been revealed and gone for pre-order at San Diego Comic-Con, you know what I mean? But, there was a connection with, Marvel and things of that nature, and with an outlet. So we decided to spread the reveal news so that every month there's something new, you know what I mean? So long way of saying that, if you were disappointed in any way from San Diego Comic-Con because there was not a wave or a Build-A-Figure wave, it's because we're trying to spread out the news throughout the year instead of just concentrating it all in one moment in time. Now, to not directly answer your question, this is what happens when Dwight kind of goes off, like, we don't align together as a team. He was really excited about a Build-A-Figure. We have not determined yet if that Build-A-Figure is coming out the end of this year or early next year. Okay. So shout out to MCU Collector. I think it was on his interview where Dwight was like super excited about a Build-A-Figure, right? So Build-A-Figures will continue, and I really do agree with him where I haven't had it in hand right? The development portion of it, but the character selection of that Build-A-Figure is top tier for me. Hopefully that's a hint. But me and Dwight both really love that Build-A-Figure.
Okay, cool. And for the record, it wasn't a negative comment from my
Yeah,
perspective.
no.
It was more of an
Yeah.
observation, that was all. Because I do, as a content creator and just a Marvel fan in general, you know I love talking about this stuff. And I do appreciate we get a piece of news every week, whether it be a tease or a reveal or a pre-order. Like, we notice that you're doing that. So again, we appreciate that, because again, it gives me something to talk about each week on YouTube. So yeah, me and Rich appreciate that. But yeah, again, like I remember some years we had 11 Build-A-Figures, and this year we've got 3. We've got the Void, Zabu, and Blackheart coming up. And again, I understand you've changed the way you release figures, and now we have the retro cards and the new packaging in different styles. So I understand it doesn't mean we're getting less by any means. It just means the format's changed a little bit, which brings me on to retro cards and these new style card backs you have done with the Spider-Man wave and the mentioned Spider-Verse wave, which are really nice new designs for the sort of new era of Legends. But you know me, I always love when you find that nostalgic release or tribute packaging that you do so well. I have a whole wall, Dan, right next to me of Spider-Man, as you know. So I'm just curious, again, is this going to continue where we're going to see releases on the tribute cards? Because you've got quite a few in your library now, whether it be Fantastic Four, Iron Man we got this year, you've got a Ghost Rider card single, and I remember we got an Iron Man single, and then we ended up getting an Iron Man wave, so maybe there's more potential for Ghost Rider figures in the future. I'm just curious, do you reckon we might see some more new designs, more tribute packaging? As I know Rich would be mad if I didn't ask about Generation X. I know that's a big one for him. That had a tribute card. I think Hulk had one. So is there potential for you to keep going down that well?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. First of all, like, I think our brand tries very hard to be receptive of what the community is trying to look for and what the demand is, right? So, like, if there are thousands and thousands and thousands of riches out there who want like a Generation X like card back line of figures, like, make yourselves known, talk to us whenever you see us, tag us on things, and let's try to make that happen.
You underestimate how many burner accounts Rich has, by the way, so you might start getting a lot of messages.
I do. Now I regret saying that. Maybe we have to cut that. But no, I mean, I think as we get older too, there are greater opportunities to, make tribute card backs, right? I think just in general, the blister card backs, even the new stuff from X-Men 97 to the Spider-Verse to the more modern Spider-Man stuff, they've been well received, especially from the mint-on card collectors, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I don't think those will be the tribute cards are not going to go away. And I'm really excited because I think there are some new card backs that will be coming relatively soon as well.
Oh, nice. Some cards that we haven't, some designs that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. And since we are on my channel, Dan, I'm trying to find him to the left of me here, but I have to ask the question, very selfishly, just for me. Where the hell is Chameleon, Dan, all right? Animated Chameleon, I'm waiting. Whether it's VHS, retro card, I don't care anymore. He needs to be in the collection. Are you aware of this character, right? He wears a belt, he's got a colourful outfit.
Yeah, so, I mean, hopefully you know this, but on the team, I'm the one that always pushes for like the animated characters, you know what I mean? That. So I've definitely done a rap battle or two or breakdanced a little bit for the character you're talking about.
I need a Ghost Rider, Dan. Hit me up, all right? I've got some history in that game, all right? I need Chameleon to happen.
All right, maybe you send me some bars and maybe we'll make it happen, you know?
Okay. I'm looking forward to that one. So keep going with the reveals from San Diego. You revealed probably one of my favorite reveals, if not the favorite reveal of the convention, was Dragon Man. It is the year of the dragon after all, and there was rumors and speculation. Would we see Fin Fang Fu maybe? But Dragon Man came out of nowhere and was a pleasant surprise. He looks really, really good. A solid update to technically something that wasn't even a legend back in the day. It was sort of like a subline, I guess. So this is a nice, solid update. We only got to see it in grayscale, so it just makes me more excited to see it in its fully form when it's ready. But I'm just curious, is this something that we're more likely to see this year or next year? Because a lot of people have that same question. We know it's going to be a pre-order only format, which I'm very happy with. No complaints with that. I think Ryan did explain his reasoning very well, and it makes complete sense. So is there something to look forward to this year before the year is out, or something early next year maybe?
Yeah, so the pre-order will definitely go up this year.
Nice.
Um, and then that definitely means that it will arrive to your house like, next year,
Of
late next
course.
year probably. We're still working on the final Kinks 2 Dragon Man
Mm.
because like you said, what we showed was a grayscale model and it's awesome. But I we're still haven't determined exactly when the date is for the pre-order. But I was just having a conversation yesterday with our development team on it. So we're working night and day to try to see what we can do so that we could put it out there for you guys. And just to, reemphasize again, this is like basically like a made to order kind of thing. So it's like a one shot thing, right?
Yep.
So um, we're gonna probably have like 30 days or 45 days possibly for the pre-order to go up. And if you want Dragon Man, like this is your shot. You know what I mean? And I know you weren't there at San Diego Comic Con, but like the figure is hefty and it's really premium and it's gonna be so so good. Like I've never had that Dragon Man which was like a holy grail for a lot of
Yeah.
collectors. So I'm selfishly super happy that it's coming out. And for like Asian culture, like the Year of the Dragon is super special. It's super lucky. So it was just fortuitous that it ended up happening this way.
But even not being there in person, just from the images alone, it looked epic. So I'm very much looking forward to it. And again, I really do like the format style you're going to release this because, again, as a collector, there's no FOMO. It's like if you want it, there's your opportunity. And if you don't want it, not a problem. But there it is. This is going to be your moment to get it. So, and you're not going to miss out on it either. So there's no risk type thing. So I like that a lot. So I look forward to it. And it's nice to know that that's coming this year before the year is out as well. So we can sort of tick that box and just get excited about him arriving at some point next year. And just going off that, did this direct to pre-order doesn't necessarily mean the HasLab concept is gone. I know some people love that concept, some people not so much, but that's still something you could probably go back to in the future for the right project, for the right item, of course.
Yeah, so like, yeah, you're 100% correct. I think the more that I'm in this business, the more I realize like nothing is ever like definitive, right?
Of
Like everything
course.
changes. Like, so, yeah, this is the way Ryan explained it at San Diego Comic Con is like our team loves to experiment and try to see how things work out, right? This by no means that HasLab is going away from Marvel, right?
Mm.
We've seen some great success with GI Joe, with Transformers, and we've had successes too. You know what I mean? Um,
Giant Man looks great, by the way. Looking forward to
Giant
getting
Man is
him.
going to be
Yeah.
so so good. But yeah, like we did like just being honest, we were very under the gun with Giant Man, right? And it would have been a shame if Giant Man wasn't made for some reason, and I would have been selfishly crying, right? So by no means is HasLab gonna go away, but we do think that this model that we're going with Dragon Man hopefully is something that we can continue to, and it'll be just another good way for collectors to get cool characters from Marvel Legends.
Yeah, of course, because the Marvel Universe is full of vast amounts of characters in different scales and sizes. So it's just another format that you can potentially give us some of these characters that may not necessarily fit the other lines that you currently have. So again, I like it. You're just adding another card to your deck, essentially. And it just
Exactly,
depends on the right
exactly.
project. So I like it a lot. So going on to MCU, talking about MCU Collector. Obviously, this year we only had one movie. So I suppose that's the reason we didn't get that many MCU-related releases. But we did see some Deadpool figures with the Legacy banner, and we also got some figures go up for pre-order for the new Deadpool movie, which looked great. But I really like that Legacy banner. I do think that gives you potential to go back and fill gaps or even give us redos, and obviously always give new collectors an opportunity to get new things. So is that a banner that you may potentially use moving forward for other films? I know you did it with Black Panther originally, and now we've got Deadpool Legacy. So I'd love like a Guardians 1 Legacy line, for example, with updates of their costumes, etc. So just curious if that's something you could potentially do.
Yeah, the potential is definitely out there. I think like Steve Evans loves to always say that like we're all just lifelong. We have this like lifelong love for toys, right?
Yeah,
So there's just because like the movie passed, it doesn't mean like the door is closed on those characters, right? There
good.
if there are slots and opportunities for us to do a character that we think will resonate with the fans and with the collectors, I think there's always going to be an opportunity. It's always about like patience and it's always about balance and it's always about good timing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just I would say, let us know exactly who are the characters you're looking for. And yeah, we will try to breakdance our hearts away for it if it makes sense. And I genuinely want to shout out the collectors who collect only MCU figures too, because I know within our collecting community there is like an over index, I think, of loud like comic collectors, right? And I love comic figures too, but I do also want to shout out that our Marvel Legends community is also inclusive of MCU collectors as well. So I know this year there might not have been as many MCU figures as in the past, but just know that, you know, by no means are we straying away from MCU figures in the future.
Yeah, I think that's good to hear. But I genuinely think that Legends has that sort of wide scope, because Marvel itself can be consumed by all different forms of media, whether that be a comic or movie or animation or games. And people's jumping on point to collecting could be from any one of those avenues. So I think it's really cool that you have a gateway for. It doesn't matter which avenue your love for Marvel started or passion is. There is a space where you can get Gameverse figures or animated style figures or movie figures, and there can be little sub collections within Legends in general, which we appreciate.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, just be patient, and but yeah, just always let us know too what characters we missed, and what MCU characters in the past that you think, you know, deserve an update or anything like that. We're always open to the input. That doesn't mean we're going to make it happen, right? But like, we're always open for the input.
Well, a lot of my comments were asking for like Lizard and Electro to complete that sort of No Way Home battle scene, which I'm sure you're well aware of anyway. What about yourself? Is there a character out there that you think? I like that the Outriders 2-pack, by the way. I'd love a Shatari 2-pack now. I do think we need some fodder villains for all of our heroes to battle. So yeah, Shatari 2-pack would be up there for me as well.
Yeah, no, I think we've already said this in a couple of other interviews, but I think the Chitauri and the Outriders, there was a breakdance battle about that, like which one should be the first like army builder, what should have been, you know, Outriders or Chitauri, right? So that's definitely on our minds, and we definitely have said in the PulseCon maybe last year that we're aware of Electro and Lizard from No Way Home. So, you know, that doesn't mean it's coming out in the next reveal or anything like that, but like years in the future, hopefully if the line is continuing, you know, we definitely have the opportunity to do it. Just selfishly for me, like I would love to tackle like Loki at his like last end look from the show. I don't know if you've seen season 2, but like that God Loki kind of like
in the
thing
tree, holding the time tree together.
Yeah. I love that one. And yeah, there's a lot of MCU figures that I feel like we haven't been able to update either. So there's a lot in a hopper right now, but I'm also very excited because the new movies seem dope, and I can't wait to see if there's any potential for us to activate on those movies as well.
Of course, yeah, I know they teased a lot at San Diego, and obviously more characters popped up in Deadpool and Wolverine. No spoilers, of course, in case you haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure that it's out there. But yeah, I'd love figures from all of that stuff, as you know, because I've got both MCU and comic. Again, I'm one of those people where you don't have to pick a team, people. You can like both. It's okay. You can like one or the other. It's fine. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Another thing which is sort of MCU-ish, and again, I know it's something you've already mentioned, but again, not everyone sees every piece of content we put out there. So can we just clarify, because a lot of people will mention X-Men 97 in my questions. We will see more X-Men 97 figures. A potential wave 3 of that line that you've been doing so far would be epic.
Yeah, so like I think we've been very open about this too, is that like X-Men is our baby. It's our favorite like sub team or subsection.
The hat's a clue, Dan.
Exactly. So yeah, and I've said it publicly too online that we definitely want to activate on more stuff for X-Men 97. I think it's, again, just a matter of patience. And we are excited to hear that X-Men 97 is continuing. So, yeah, I would expect us to continue making X-Men 97 characters for sure.
I actually feel a little bit sympathetic to you guys, because there is so many different characters now and so many costume designs. Like it's going to be so hard to narrow that down to like a 6th wave, for example. So I don't mind who's in there, Dan, as long as Beast is in there, right? We need that updated animated Beast. I'm sure everyone knows that. So yeah, the other 5 I don't mind because they're all so good. But yeah, really good. So more X-Men figures coming, people. Don't you worry. It's on their radar. So again, completing teams. You know I love it, Dan, and I've got a whole list of different characters here. But it gets frustrating sometimes waiting ages to complete teams. To be fair to you, you've got better at it in recent time. I know, like Squadron Supreme you completed within the calendar year. This year alone, we've got characters like Wolfbane and Destiny that are going to help complete certain teams. So it's obvious you're aware of these characters and you find a place to release them when you can. But what about the team in a box concept? Is that something you can continue to do? Because I know people love it when they can just buy a box set and complete a team. Because some of the box sets you've done, they're nice, but they're like random rogue galleries with a few oddball characters in there, and it puts people off when there's like that one desirable character they want. So I think a good solid team in a box is a great concept. So I'm sure you have a whole list of teams that you'd be willing to do that for.
Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, so for a fact, we definitely are aware of the teams that we are, building up and finishing, right? I thank you for giving us a little bit of credit in saying that we are slowly completing some teams, right? And we're like 85% or 90% on a couple of other teams as well, and we're aware of that too. I think whenever it comes to a box set or even a team, I do think it's very subjective though too, right? Because like what might make sense as like a no-brainer for you, Dan, might not make sense to like a totally different subset of collectors too, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it depends on the era they're reading comics or the team they're trying to complete. Yeah, I get it.
Exactly. So with the big team box sets, it's also a matter of like talking with our customer retailers, right? And those kind of partnerships. And so there's no real one right answer to it because we have to like work with every stakeholder that there is, right? But overall, like we're aware of the teams and we're gonna try to definitely string you guys along on some teams and try to close the loop on some teams.
Don't make us wait too long. Because
yeah, no. So
as a collector, I just think like the Inhumans, by the way, you've just done a great reveal with the new Lockjaw, but then we're at that stage now where Black Bolt could probably do with an upgrade to sort of. So I don't want a team which is complete with characters, but then you've got older designed figures compared to new ones, because then the team won't look right. Do you know what I mean? That's all.
Yeah, that makes total sense. And yeah, we're definitely aware of that. I will say, I think this coming year, like in 2025 and 2026, I just get the years messed up because like we're working on like 26 right now. But like in 25 and 26, we're trying to complete more teams.
Good to know.
So that's a very vague, subjective.
But still, it's about the awareness.
Right?
It's about the community knowing you're aware of this and you're going to fit them in where you can. So again, I'm just going to throw some teams out here. Rachel Summers, Excalibur, by the way, like UK repping, I have to say that first and foremost. Starjammers, Hepzibah, Rich would go mad if I didn't say that again. Razor, Inhumans, Imperial Guard, Serpent Society. I love that you add one of those a year, so I'm waiting for that Serpent Society new member this year. But Internals, Dark Avengers, there's loads, Dan. There's loads. So I won't continue, but yeah, I'm sure you're aware. So one last question regarding the army builders, as we just mentioned a minute ago with that 2-pack. There's other army builders in the comic realm that I know people would love to get. Hellfire Hank is very popular amongst the community, I'm sure you're aware. Sorry, the Hellfire Goons. I shouldn't centralize. But even like the scrolls and stuff. Are you trying to develop ways to try and keep these army builders type characters so they're always consistently available?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always just a delicate balance of which army builder teams work and don't work. Sometimes some army builders they do work for us, and sometimes, just being honest with you, they don't. And so we need to kind of manage, which ones we put out. Like for instance, the army builders of the Sentinels that we just put out for San Diego Comic-Con, they sold out like really, really quickly, and we're aware of that. And so I think internally we are working very hard to try to see the possibility of that being opened again and having another production run of it, right? So yeah, like we definitely love army builders, and if it makes business sense, we will definitely try to figure out a way to do it. Again, it's always just a balance of understanding the demand, and we just have to make the right decisions that will work for everybody. You know what I mean? It's not always an easy thing, though. So.
No, of course, like you said, some are more popular. Like the scrolls, I know, were really hot, like really hard to get now in the aftermarket, but you could still probably get a hand ninja here or there. So I understand it depends on the character, but yeah, it's just one of those things where it would be great if people could always get them or if I know it's not as simple as that. I understand.
Definitely hear the ask, and yeah, we'll always keep that in mind. And even though it doesn't seem like it, our team, specifically Dwight and Ryan and I, we try very, very hard to listen to the community as much as possible. So, keep reaching out to us and giving us your feedback, and we will try to implement them. Takes a while to implement change, to be honest, right? And so just asking for your patience, but yeah, we're super happy that the community is able to reach out to us on things like that. You know what I mean?
The Sentinels were great. I got to check them out in hand. Again, I've got my pre-orders in. I just love that sort of that army builder. It's about displays and world building, isn't it? And like you need a few of them to get beaten up on the shelf. So, but talking of Sentinels and your X-Men hat, I know a lot of people would love a bigger scaled Sentinel. That HasLab down there has become a bit of a grail for people. But you did that 12-inch what is it, Super Adaptoid, utilizing the old Captain America body. There's an Iron Man out there that could probably get a bit of a rejig and a bit of a recolor, give us that 12-inch Sentinel. I'm just saying people would like it, Dan. People would like it, a 12-inch Sentinel. So people would like that. I'm sure they would. But again, like I appreciate your time today, but I'll end with this because we know we've got PulseCon coming up on the 13th of September. So I'm assuming we'll see a few reveals then, which is always nice. Up until then, I'm assuming we'll just get the pre-orders from San Diego. So I imagine you don't want to reveal too many secrets for PulseCon, and if you don't want to, that's fine, because I don't want to start a war with you, Dan. But is there any hints or clues you want to give us to get the community excited for PulseCon coming up?
I mean, I think you're trying to imply a lot of things there, Dan, with that question.
Just read a sentence, Dan.
No, I mean, I think PulseCon is going to be amazing. I'm always super happy with PulseCon because it but it allows us an opportunity to gather with all the different brands, and we're truly live at PulseCon, truly live. So who knows what I'll say, or who knows what Dwight will say. So if you want to watch me and Dwight being stupid and like just going off the cuff, I think that's an appeal there. As far as product stuff, yeah, I think hopefully you guys will be happy. But I always try to set the expectations low, as you know. But just come through and see what we got. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If you're not,
I'm more excited, Dan, of like all these like sort of mini events in the UK that you're doing. I know you're doing one with Star Action Figure, I believe. And,
yeah, Star Action Figures on the 17th of which this is, by the way, if you're watching this now, I'm going to be there live reporting, recapping our conversation and talking about some of the new products on show at Star Action Figures. So yes, I do appreciate it when we get those little opportunities to see things, just to whet our appetite, Dan, a little bit before we get these things in hand.
Yeah, I'm super jealous because I think one of the best parts of my job is being able to meet like new fans or even just familiar faces in person, and just being able to see their reaction for the first time of like upcoming figures. Like I'm sure some of the like new Marvel 85th stuff is going to be out there, or some of the stuff maybe like Black Heart Wave or something like that hopefully you'll see in person, and then you get that instant feedback. I just love that. So I'm sorry I'm not there in person, but I'm super jealous, and I hope you have a good time, man.
Shout out to Brandon. He'll be there representing Hasbro, answering your questions. So if you got questions, you'll be able to direct it to him. But yeah, again, when it comes to new figures, I'm always like, do I need that one in the collection? I'll be fine. I think I'll be fine. It doesn't really fit my teams. And then I get it in hand, Dan, and I'm like, oh, for God's sake, now I'm going to need it. You're like, it's weird. It's just a weird collector mentality. It's like through the screen, you think you can hold off, and as soon as you pick it up and hold it, it's just... So it's like, no, I need it. I need it now. So yeah, those events do hurt the wallet a little bit, but it's all fun and games. And I appreciate that when we get to do them. Like again, I can't get to San Diego, Dan, because I spend all my money on Marvel Legends. That's the problem. So I need to stop buying Legends, and maybe I'll see you next year at San Diego. But I appreciate your time, Dan. Again, talking Legends, as you can tell, I'm a little bit of a fan, just a little bit. I always try my hardest to get a few little clues and nuggets from you. So I do appreciate you indulging me with a few little tidbits for the upcoming year. year. But yeah, more reveals to come, as we know, before the year is out. Because again, we're only just past the halfway mark, to be honest. Let's be honest, we're only still in August, ain't we? So still a lot of months to go, people. So that means a lot of legends still to come. And yeah, I'm excited about it. Look forward to Dragon Man as well. But Dan, I appreciate your time. Go and follow Dan on Twitter. That's where you get the clues and tidbits, and he sets those expectations. You can see it underneath his head right there. So go and follow him on Twitter if you want to get those little nuggets from Dan as he posts each week. But yeah, Dan, any final words?
No, shout out to all the UK fans over there. I really want to shout out Brandon, who's been doing a great job being a rep for not only Legends, but I think Star Wars brand as well. So, you know, shout out to Brandon and shout out to you, Dan. Like, keep up the good work, man. And thank you to all the collectors out there. You know, we're not there in the UK that often, but hopefully whenever we're there, you guys always show us love, so thank you so much. Appreciate
I told you, next time you come, we're going to a game. We just need to line it up. Chelsea versus Arsenal. We'll be there, Dan. We'll be there, all right?
All right, let's go. Let's go, bro.
I appreciate you, all right? All right, so people, I'll hand it over to myself for a final recap. How? So once again, big thank you to Dan Yoon for giving us his time today, talking all things Marvel Legends. You know me, I'll just try and have a fun conversation and get a few different clues and tidbits about the future. Hopefully we did that. I did ask the question on my socials about what I should talk about today. I got a lot of different topics and character suggestions, and it's really hard to sort of condense that down into a 20-minute conversation, but hopefully you can dissect this and get a few different clues, just like I'm going to be doing live from Star Action Figures Collectors event Saturday the 17th of August. I will be going live as soon as this video finishes premiering, so go and check out that live stream if you're watching this live, as I will be recapping this interview, checking out some new Marvel Legends in hand as well. So check out the videos tab, find the playlists, but most importantly, please hit that subscribe button. Don't miss out on a video, and please hit that join button. Become a channel member, either show some love or join the members club or one of the other tiers. Honestly, get involved, join the channel, be on the channel. It's as simple as that. Go and check out all my videos. I'm on Instagram at It's Dan Who. I'm on Twitter at Dan Who Reviews. Shout out Star Action Figures. Go and check out that live stream, and I will see you on the next one.